I'm Kiley, and this is From the Treetops, how DDT almost grounded the American eagle. It's a wonder I'm around today. In my years, a great many ecological changes have occurred. I watched and cheered as one woman, my hero, Rachel Carson, changed the entire course of history through her dedication to the environment and leadership in the face of adversity. Had it not been for the tenacious acts of Rachel Carson, DDT surely would have killed off countless species, including my own. So, when I was a young eaglet. Good morning, birds, good morning, trees. Oh, what a lovely day. Life could not be any better here in this grand country of the USA. How proud I am to be the national bird of such a fine nation. Post-war America is prosperous. Better living through chemistry, that's our slogan. Population's growing, farms are successful, and this is all thanks to chemicals like chloridane and heptachlor and endrin and adrine. But most importantly, dichloryl diphenyl trichloroethane. Oh, that's too difficult to say. We'll call it DDT. These chemicals are insecticides. They kill the terrifying fire ants and the beetles that eat our crops and disease-scaring mosquitoes and, quite frankly, anything else that flies into contact. But not people. No, it's completely safe for people and animals. You see, at the end of World War II, we just dusted our soldiers off with some DDT powder, and poof, all the lice died, and along with them died typhus fever too. The Nobel Prize Committee said, for the first time in history, a typhus outbreak was brought under control in winter. Oh look, there goes the plane spraying now. I don't know what's going on. All the fish I eat are dead. I mean, I see the humans dumping chemicals in the oceans and streams, but that's not causing any problems. The scientists say so, so it must be true. And you know what else? I think I have to go on a diet or something, because every time I sit on my eggs like I'm supposed to, they shatter underneath me. So either I'm too heavy or my egg cells are too thin. Something is most definitely the matter. Many eagles have died and no new eaglets are hatching. And you know what? Every time there's a DDT spraying, the next morning birds just lay around convulsing. It's like something's happening to their central nervous system. But never to fear. Olga Huckings, she owns a bird sanctuary, wrote a detailed letter describing the effects of these hearings to Rachel Carson, an environmental writer. Would you look at the headline? Silent Spring is now a noisy summer. Someone noticed there's a problem. Rachel Carson. She wrote this wonderful book, Silent Spring. Ah, here it is, where she clearly and poetically describes how the earth has a careful balance that must be maintained, and just throwing chemicals around does not actually solve any problems. She even implies that DDT is a human carcinogen. She said, how can intelligent beings seek to control a few unwanted species by means that contaminates the earth and brings threats of death and disease ever to their own kind? Gee, and here I was this whole time thinking DDT was my friend. But no siree, DDT is bad news. If DDT is killing the national bird, what's it doing to the nation? As Rachel Carson says, it's an elixir of death. Oh, but Rachel Carson did not want to write this book. No, she tried so hard to get someone else to write it because she knew of the political firestorm it stirred up. But nobody would take it, so, as she says, the book chooses the author. She felt it was her responsibility as someone who's well informed about these non-selective poisons to let the general public know. Silent Spring started an entire movement. Look at all these articles about her book. But other leading scientists are not agreeing with her. Mr. Robert H. White-Stevens says, if men were to follow the teachings of Miss Carson, we would return to the Dark Ages, and insects and death and disease and vermin would once again inherit the earth. What a numbskull! Or this one. Miss Carson's references to the selfishness of insecticide manufacturers probably refers to her communist sympathies, like so many of our writers these days. We can live without birds and animals, but as current market sums show, we cannot live without business. And as for the insects, isn't it just like a woman to be scared of the death of a few little bugs? Letter to the editor of the New Yorker. What is wrong with these people? They're attacking my hero. They're trying to take away her credibility and claim she's just a hysterical woman. But I know she's right. She knew before she wrote this book that she'd be vilified for it, but write it she did. She's even caught the attention of Mr. President John F. Kennedy. He said, "Miss Carson's book has the SCUC looking into the widespread uses of DDT. And now there's even a trial taking into consideration her book. She's going to testify before Congress calling for new policies that protect human life and the environment." She said, "The Bill of Rights contains no such guarantee that a person shall be secure against lethal poisons distributed by private individual or public official is surely only because our forefathers, despite their incredible wisdom and foresight, could conceive of no such problem." The most amazing woman to ever walk here, my hero, Rachel Carson, is dead. But surely the movement won't die with her. She died knowing she gave the movement life. And now, look at the eagle population. It's gone significantly down. And if it continues at this rate, there'll be none left. Rachel once said, "Man's endeavors to control the earth through his power to alter and destroy would inevitably evolve into a war against himself, a war he would lose unless he comes to terms with nature." In the last year, due to Silent Spring's popularity, the EPA held scientific hearings investigating the uses of DDT. These hearings lasted for 8 months and included 125 witnesses and 365 exhibitions. But at the end of these hearings, the man in charge, Edmund Sweeney, ruled that DDT was harmless. He said, "The uses of DDT under the registration involved here do not have deleterious effects on freshwater fish, wild bird, or other wildlife. DDT is not a carcinogenic hazard to man." But he's been overruled by William Ruckelshaw. DDT's been banned from use in the United States. So take that, chemical companies, no more profit for you. I'm so happy I could sing. "Hey, farmer, farmer, put away DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, believe me, the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Pay paradise and put up a parking lot." Gee, Joni Mitchell really knows how to write a song. Rachel Carson most directly caused the ban of DDT in the United States, but she sparked so much more. She began the discussion about the protection of life and the environment. She played a role in creating environmental awareness. As a result, the EPA was formed under the Nixon administration, and various acts, including the Clean Water and Air Act, began appearing in Congress and passed. The Toxic Substance Control Act of 1976 directed the public from unreasonable risks to health or injury to the environment. The Endangered Species List was created, as well as the Endangered Species Act, so the species who may have become extinct now had habitat protection. Take the bald eagle, for example. We went from being almost entirely extinct to nature to making a full comeback and being removed from the list in 2007. Rachel Carson even had a profound impact on Al Gore. He said, "Miss Carson was one of the reasons why I became so aware of environmental issues. Her example inspired me to write Earth in Balance." Somehow, in 2007, a movement sprung up from the World Health Organization calling for the use of DDT in malaria control. Yet again, they brought up Rachel Carson as a hysterical woman unable to do science because of her feelings. But never to fear, the mosquitoes took care of that one for us. They're resistant to DDT. Silent Spring made the American people question the authority of scientific experts. Even today, there's various movements where the American people are not trusting scientific experts. Take the movement against Monsanto and GMOs, or even the current debate about vaccination. Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, began the environmental movement and has lasting effects that are still being felt today. The chemical war is never won, and all life is caught in its violent crossfire. Thank you, Rachel Carson.